The peopling of the Americas is a fascinating story that begins in Northeast Asia. Around 30,000 to 20,000 years ago, Upper Paleolithic populations started expanding northward. These were the ancestors of the first Americans. During the last glacial maximum, the Earth looked quite different. Sea levels were much lower, about 120 meters lower than today. This created a vast area of tundra and mammoth steppe, known as Beringia, connecting Asia and North America. Within Beringia, a unique phenomenon occurred. Genetic and archaeological evidence indicates that human groups remained isolated for thousands of years. This standstill zone allowed them to develop distinct genetic markers, seen in their mtDNA and Y chromosomes. They weren't just sitting still, though. These ancestors were highly mobile hunters, tracking caribou, bison, and mammoths. They also developed advanced stone tool technologies to help them survive in this challenging environment. Around 17,000 to 15,000 years ago, these groups began moving south, venturing into the Americas. There were two primary routes they could have taken. The first is the coastal route, dating back to around 17,000 years ago. Early settlers moved rapidly along the Pacific coast, using boats and relying on the abundant marine resources found in kelp forests. Sites like Monte Verde in Chile and Paisley Caves in Oregon provide evidence for this pre-Clovis migration. The second is the Ice-Free Corridor, an inland path that opened between the Laurentide and Cordilleran ice sheets. Traditionally, this corridor was linked to the Clovis culture. However, recent research suggests it opened later than the coastal route. Now, let's fast forward to 1491. The Americas were not the untouched wilderness that many Europeans imagined. Modern archaeology, ecology, and genetics have revealed a different picture. In 1491, the Americas were a densely populated, highly managed landscape. Recent estimates put the pre-contact population between 50 million and 100 million. This rivaled the total population of Europe at the time. The Americas were also an independent center of the agricultural revolution. Indigenous people were not mere gatherers. They were sophisticated geneticists and breeders, developing key crops like maize, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, cacao, vanilla, and chili peppers. Maize, or corn, is a particularly interesting example. It was selectively bred from a wild grass called teosinte. Maize is essentially a human-made crop, unable to survive in the wild without human intervention. So the next time you picture the Americas before European contact, remember that it was a land of innovation, agriculture, and a large, thriving population.